Hi, welcome to A&B Jukebox Repair, your one-stop source for rowe jukebox repair service and replacement parts. My name is Bruce Wentworth, and I'm going to be your instructor today. Over the last few months, I've been getting a lot of calls about the connectors in the rowe record jukeboxes, and the connector pins. When we do the repairs on a lot of these boards, there's a number of times where we have to go back and troubleshoot with the owners and help them identify the issues they're having through their plugs, their connector plugs on their wiring harnesses. And we talked about troubleshooting the voltages on these plugs many times. And you can watch those videos on our YouTube channel, AB Jukebox Repair. But today we're going to show you how to remove those connector pins, how to inspect them, and then how to clean them, and then how to put them back in. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the rowe record jukeboxes, and one of the main plugs that they have issues with is the harness that goes from the mech control to the central control computer. Okay, this is one of the main harnesses they have issues with. So, but first, let's go ahead and identify the connector pins. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the three different types. Okay, and I'm going to put them in front of the camera so we can see what's going on. This is one type here. Let me just get this back. Hold on. Okay, that's one type, and what you're going to find that type in is in Molex plugs that look like this. All right, you see that? Okay, so now we're going to go to the next type. Let me just grab that one. Okay, let me just get this going. This is another type. This is a male connector pin. Okay, stay right there. And this is the last one, and this is the most common used connector pin in the rowe record jukeboxes, and also the CD jukeboxes. You'll find these connector pins in the record and CD model jukeboxes. Okay, now here's a drawing. Here's the schematic drawing on that pin. If you look at it, the size wire that goes into these is 18 to 22 gauge. And what it is I'm going to go to the picture now and show you. Stay there. This pin will sit in, let's say, a plug like this. Okay, it'll be in one of these type of plugs. And what it does is it meshes into a header, this is the header, which is straight pins, and this is on the circuit board itself. So basically, the straight pin, okay, over here to the picture, the straight pin's going to go right up against here when this gets pushed in. So the straight pin goes, this little point here goes up against the pin, and this bends down. And what happens is this whole area here gets oxidized, and sometimes it gets bent down, so it's not making a real good contact. Or sometimes this cracks. It could crack up here, or bring it over here. Bring it to the base where follow my pointer. And sometimes it could break right here. So if it cracks or breaks, or if it gets too oxidized, or just too loose where it's not making a good connection, then of course you're going to have an intermittent voltage issue, or you're not going to be getting the voltage to the circuit board. So we're going to show you how to remove these pins right now. This is a standard harness. This goes to the computer, on the central control computer right here. Okay? And then the other side goes down to the mech control board. This is one of the most common harnesses that they have issues with. We have issues with when we're troubleshooting with the customers. And basically, all you need to remove the pins is a straight screwdriver, a small jeweler's screwdriver. Okay? So we're going to show you how to do that now. So to remove a pin, in one of these Molex plugs, you undo the plug, pull it out, you go to the bottom of the plug, and you see that there's slots? Those are tabs, locking tabs. You push down and slide it out. That's all it is. Now you can inspect the pin. If you see the pin, you see the tarnish starting to build up here, here, and here. And also the pin seems to have bent down a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a little scouring pad, a little nylon scouring pad, and just clean it. Not too hard, just enough to get the oxidization off. Okay. Now we're going to reposition. See how this is flattened down? We want to lift that back up a little bit. Okay, like that. Then we want to go to the locking tab on the bottom that we pushed in. We have to push that back out. Like that. Do you see that? That's all there is to it. Now you're going to take this and you're going to reinsert it back into the plug. And this is it right here. And you're going to take it with the tab facing with the same facing the bottom, like facing the slot, and you're going to push it in until it locks back in. See that? That's all you do. We're going to do one more. We're going to do the one next to it. You're going to push down on the tab, slide it out, inspect the pin. Look for cracks in here or there. We don't see any cracks. So right now, we're going to look for tarnish. There's a little bit on this one here. Not a lot, but there's a little. So we're going to go ahead and clean it off. Get that tarnish off, clean the bottom part. Just get that off. Okay, now that we did that, we're going to reopen it up. Bend it up a little bit. Okay, like that. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. See how high that is? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and open up the tab on the bottom again. Where we pushed in. We've got to bring that back out. You see the tab sticking down now? Okay. Well, anyway, the tab's coming back down now. We pushed it out. So now with the tab facing out, we can reinsert this plug. This is the most common connector pin you're going to be troubleshooting is on the flat Molex plugs, okay, and that's a female connector that you put into it. So you're going to see this most often, and this is where you're going to have your most problems. Most of the issues you're going to find on the outside wires, the two on the outside on either side of the plug. Those are the ones you want to make sure you check. Unless there's an issue with a specific problem you're having, then we're going to go to the block wiring diagram, identify the wire that is controlling the symptom that you're having, that's controlling the location. Whether it's a detent coil, whether it's a turntable motor, whatever it may be, we're going to go to that one pin, that wire. You're going to bring it out, inspect it, clean it, and put it back. The other two type of Molex plugs you're going to deal with are these here. And these have rounded type pins. So you need an extractor. You can buy these on most electronic supply stores. Okay, this is like an amp type tool. It has a round, and it has a round shaft to it where you can insert it and pop it out. What you end up doing to take out one of these pins is you push in like this till it snaps like that, little snap, and it comes out. All right. Now on this one here, this has locking tabs too. So you're still going to need your straight screwdriver to reopen the tabs. This one here, you don't have problems as much with oxidization. What problems with these is sometimes they'll actually break or come loose at the base of the pin. So this one looks fine. We're not going to worry about cleaning anything on this one here. What we're going to do now is we have to do these two tabs. This has two tabs on it, so you're going to push one, and then the other side has another one. You're going to push on this one like that. So now we're going to reinsert this, and you're going to push make sure you find the hole where it goes into. Once you find the hole, keep pushing. And sometimes it's good to take the small screwdriver and push on the base. There it goes. Now it's locked in. Okay, the last one we're going to do is this type of connector here. And again, we're going to go ahead and, let's see here. Let me grab one more. going to use this one here. Okay, this has the third type of connector pin. So you're going to insert your tool, and then you just push in. See this one here? This one's a little different. Let me just grab one different one here. Make it a little easier. Okay, here we go. This one's a little... Okay, this one has 3 wires. You push it in, and it snaps. And it comes out. Okay? And this one here is a female connector, and has a hole in it. So the pin part of it can... Let's take a look at one of these. So the male side of the Molex plug will lock in like that. Okay? These usually don't have too much problems. If you have any problems, they'll be at the base of the pin, at the base of the connector, and it'll come loose or dislodged, and you'll have to repair it. Today's session is not going to be on repairing these connectors or replacing them. We're going to be doing that at a later session. But this one's on Rowe record model jukeboxes, troubleshooting the connector pins in the plugs. Okay, so that's the 3 type pins that you're going to deal with. This is one of the main issue harnesses you have. Okay, and this goes from the mechanism control up to the computer. And again, you're going to have to unplug these. And one of the other things I want to tell you about, when we do voltage checks on these, what we do is we stick the multimeters in the back of the plugs to check the voltages. Okay, if you do that, I'm going to show you the diagram over here. If you plug it in the back and touch this area here, all you can identify is that the voltage is coming up to that pin. You can't identify whether the board is getting the correct voltage, because what you would have to do there is you would have to actually take the pin out and inspect the pin, because you still might have a problem in this area here or on the other end. So the voltage just will let us know if we're getting the correct voltage up to the plug, but the actual troubleshooting of the plug itself has to be done by removing each individual wire one at a time, inspecting the pins, cleaning them with a little Scotch-Brite, reopening the tab, and relocking it in. We're going to be covering repairing these connector pins at a later session, but for today, this is all it is to being able to identify, being able to remove a connector pin, and being able to clean it and put it back in. And this is going to be becoming pretty more critical as these jukeboxes get older, because you're going to need to be able to do this. You're going to be able to remove these connector pins, clean them, and maybe even repair them in the future. So that's going to be it for this session. From A&B Jukebox Repair, I want to thank you for being here and for joining us for this session, and we hope you join us for the next session. Thank you.